A couple weeks ago, we did a video about where most Americans wanted to relocate because of the last election. This is something people felt very strongly about. They all think that when they make that move, everything is going to be perfect. Think again. Sure, glossy Instagram pics of sunsets and exotic markets looks appealing. The reality of expat life can hit harder than your favorite overpriced coffee shop running out of oat milk. Today we're ranking the countries expats moved to between 2020 and 2024 by the percentage that came back to the US or left for another country. You know, that wasn't for work relocation or something like that. These are people that went to live in another country and then decided it wasn't for them and left. We aren't including countries that had very few Americans moving in, so don't come at me with 20 US residents moved to Botswana in 2022 and all but 2 came back. Botswana doesn't count. Here are the top 10 countries where expats regretted their move from 2020 to 2024. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Canada, the land of maple syrup and financial stress. Ah, Canada, polite people, breathtaking nature, and poutine. Isn't that a shampoo? What's not to love? Oh, right. The $2,000 a month shoebox apartment in Toronto where you get to spend every last penny avoiding hypothermia. Groceries cost an arm, utilities cost a leg, and cell phone plans are a full body sacrifice. Plus your meticulously earned foreign credentials. Canada says, cute, that's great, you were a doctor where you came from, now you get to be a barista. Add in minus 40 degrees Celsius winters, and suddenly friendly Canadians feel as frosty as the weather. One of the biggest reasons people come back to the United States from Canada is they all claim it's the tax and the cost of living there. Now, most people will tell you you get a lot more for your taxes in Canada than, let's say, in the United States, but it still hurts. 7% of the people that relocated to Canada from 2020 to 2024 left Canada. Number 9, the United Kingdom. Rain, rent, and really long NHS lines. You moved to the United Kingdom because you dream of cozy pubs and royal tea parties. Instead, you got $2,100 a month rent for a broom closet in London and endless drizzle. The NHS, or National Health Service, is kind of a mess. I mean, it is free, comes out of your taxes at least, like Canada, but it's also overloaded. Your sore throat may be gone 2 or 3 weeks before you actually get an appointment. Now, my brother had a guy that was from London, been working for him for years, and he had nothing but good things to say about their healthcare. Matter of fact, some Canadians I know, they rant and rave about how nice it is in Canada. Here in the US, our politicians and different people tell you that people hate it up there. There's long lines and you get refused service and all that. You only hear that in the US. You talk to an actual Canadian or a British person and they seem to like it, at least most of the time. I'm sure a percentage of them have an axe to grind, but overall, my experience is they don't mind it. It's good. And while English is technically the language, deciphering regional accents might leave you longing for subtitles. Fancy a move? Maybe not. The number one reason Americans leave the UK after relocating, they say it's depressing. The weather is depressing and it brings them down and the people are just kind of, negative. 7.3% relocated. Number 8, Portugal. Portugal, the Sunshine Trap. Portugal, the land of sunny beaches and wine. Sounds great until you realize that the average monthly salary barely scrapes 1,200 euros, which is about, right now, $1,250 American. And your dream house requires you battling layers of red tape. The job market? More elusive than Bigfoot. And while the locals are friendly, the slow pace of life will test your patience. Add in skyrocketing property prices, and your idyllic escape becomes a financial nightmare. Yeah, it's been getting more popular to move to Portugal. And of course, when people start flooding in someplace, prices go up. Not at the rate they are in a lot of places here in the United States, but Portugal's been pretty cheap for a very long time, and now they're just getting a little more expensive, while the wages really aren't going anyplace. This is one of those locations that you go there for work or you retire there because you're not going to find a job. 7.9% of the people that relocated to Portugal relocated again. We'll keep going after a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. If you don't know, I'm really into privacy and security. I'm working right now in a bunker, but I also worry about my privacy and security online. It's very important for me to know where my information is, who has it, what they're doing with it. If you do a quick Google search of your name, you'll be shocked, I'm sure. You see, there are these people called data brokers, and they sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else that wants to do something bad with your information. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, and your relatives. It's all out there. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits an opt-out request for me. Clearing this information will help you with spam and lowering the risk that someone is getting information they need to hack into your online life. Hackers can get into your bank account, social media accounts, and get a hold of other sensitive information. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, identity theft insurance, and I get all these without having to download several different apps. Aura is very easy to set up, and best of all, I get everything for one affordable price. This is sometimes what you'd pay for just a single service on other websites. Most of us have very hectic lives, and it's good to have Aura on your side. Not having Aura is like locking your front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on, doing the hard work to keep you safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to aura.com/Briggs to start your 2-week free trial. There's a link in the description area below. That's aura.com/Briggs to start your free trial. Back to the video. Number 7, France. Wine, cheese, and bureaucratic blues. France sounds romantic until you're drowning in paperwork to open a bank account. All in French and hard to understand. Rent in Paris is sky high, and don't even get us started on landlords demanding co-signer for your shoebox apartment. Not fluent? Even ordering a croissant might come with a side of judgment. Also, their work-life balance is more like work your life away. They pull in some long hours. I'm not talking Japan long hours, but you're expected to work quite long hours. I've heard that from a few people that I know that lived in France for a while. Matter of fact, one was a guy that owned a drapery company, and his name's Francois, and he grew up around Paris. Actually, he's another one that said their healthcare is, pretty much free, and again, comes out of the taxes, but he said so much better than the United States. I'm like most of you, I've, been brought up thinking that all these healthcare systems are just horrible. And, supposedly the United States has the best, even though it's terribly expensive. But then every time I talk to someone that comes from one of these countries that has, socialized medicine, they all say it's great. I don't know either way because I've never had to go through anyone's, healthcare system. Anytime I was in another country, I was in the military, and if I had a medical thing, so I didn't get to experience. But that's what I've heard. It's really strange. 8.3% of people that relocated to France relocated again. Number 6, China. Smog and social credit scores. China promises economic opportunity, but reality checks come fast. Without Mandarin, daily life is an Olympic sport of charades. Add air pollution that doubles as a free lung workout and constant surveillance, and it's hard not to feel like you're living in a dystopian sci-fi flick. Oh, and that dream job? Good luck finding that. You got fierce competition and government restrictions. Now, they have this thing called the social credit score. China's social credit score gives individuals, businesses, and government entities a credit score based on their trustworthiness. A bad credit score can come with penalties like access to credit and fewer business opportunities. They got a lot of things that impact your social credit score, like donating to charity, donating blood, helping the poor, cleaning up your neighborhood, and taking care of aging family members. That'll help you. Cheat on your wife, jaywalk, drunk driving, stealing, not paying your bills, you're blacklisted, pal. Now, most people that went to China and left China, in one way or another, blame the government for wanting to leave. 12.6% of the people that relocated there relocated someplace else. Number 5, Japan. Politeness with a side of isolation. Japan is a place where tradition meets tech, and expats meet isolation. Cultural norms are so complex they make IKEA instructions seem simple. Expect to work 12 hours a day and still feel like an outsider. Renting in Tokyo? That'll be about $1,000 for a 1972 Volkswagen backseat size apartment. Earthquakes, typhoons, they got it all. And those are free, but not the kind of bonus you really wanted, is it? The people are polite. I mean, at least to your face. Their culture just sort of demands it, I guess. The biggest reason expats leave Japan, and like I already said, it was the isolation and the work-life balance is horrible. 10.7% of people that relocated to Japan found a new place to relocate to. Number 4, Brazil. Beauty meets bureaucracy. Brazil's beaches are a paradise. Sure, if you can dodge pickpockets, violent crime, and the occasional cartel skirmish. Thinking of sending your kids to school? You don't send them to a public school. You better be rolling cash because their private schools can cost more than a luxury car. Oh, and unless you're fluent in Portuguese, good luck navigating the nightmare that's Brazil's bureaucracy. Pack patience, or maybe just don't pack at all and not go to Brazil. Brazil is great if you're dodging subpoenas or you're wanted by the US government. They don't extradite. Most people that move to Brazil, they claim it's the crime. That's why they leave. 13.8% of the people that relocated to Brazil relocated again. Number 3, Mexico. Tacos with a side of trouble. Mexico's beaches and culture are magnetic, but so are the 30,000 crime-related deaths annually. Cartels, corruption, and kidnappings. It's all there for you. I'm surprised they don't have CSI Tijuana yet. But Mexico is definitely not the fiesta you imagine. Infrastructure is unreliable, and Spanish fluency is basically mandatory. Plus, drinking water, not from the tap, amigo. Enjoy your bottled life. I've been down to Mexico so many times. I would never live there. I know quite a few people that have decided that's a place to live. There's no way I'd live there. Most of the people that went down there, the biggest reason they left was the crime. 13.8% of people that relocated to Mexico relocated back. Number 2, Belarus, where optimism goes to die. Yeah, kind of surprising to see Belarus on any kind of list, other than countries most Americans have never heard of. Belarus isn't just cold, it's politically oppressive and economically challenged. Want a decent job? Good luck. The average salary barely scratches $500 a month. Yes, $500 American is about what you're going to make in Belarus for the typical job. The locals, not exactly thrilled to see foreigners, by the way. And let's not forget the cybercrime. Who needs privacy anyway? This place is just ripe with cyber criminals. That seems to be their big thing. Belarus is another country. When expats said why they left Belarus, it was because of the government. 14% of people that relocated to Belarus relocated someplace else. All right, before we get to number 1, have you ever thought about starting a new YouTube channel or starting a YouTube channel? We have another channel called Doing It with Briggs where we talk about how to create a YouTube channel and things you should know. Just a bunch of stuff that I've learned over the years. I have studied YouTube. I know it well. I'll leave a link for it down in the description area below. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, India. India, chaotic charm meets reality. India promises vibrant culture and stunning landscapes, but reality bites hard in this place. The streets overflow with chaos and trash. Traffic is a gladiator sport, and the honking, it's like the soundtrack of your nightmares. They never stop honking. That's just what they do. They lay on the horn. Look at any video of downtown Calcutta or New Delhi, whatever, and it is nothing but honking. Pollution and safety concerns kind of add to its charm, while healthcare is a frickin' nightmare outside of private clinics. I honestly don't know why anyone would move to India. Sure, they have some nice parts, but a majority of that country is kind of poor. I mean, really poor. And it's getting worse. I don't know if I'd want to live around that. 18% of the people that relocated to India relocated to someplace else. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you probably enjoy one of the 2 videos being suggested right now. Everyone have a great day. Be nice to each other.